guys, so today what I'm going to teach you how to make is Kandi hair falls. So if you've seen the girls that wear the tubular crinoline or the cyber locks, sometimes they'll wear foam falls or yarn falls or all kinds of different crazy things in their hair when they go to raves. What I'm going to teach you how to make is, sorry, I've got cat hair. Anyways, I'm going to teach you how to make them out of Kandi. And so mine look like this. They've got some that are, they're both rainbow, but these have 5 beads each section, and it's just like a rainbow double on this one. And then this one is the traditional, just every bead is different, but it's still a rainbow. So that's how I did it. What you're going to need for this is a whole bunch of beads, fishing line. The fishing line that I use is this. You can get it at Walmart for $2.50 for a whole reel. It's 250 yards. And I get the 30-pound test. I think it's got a lot of flexibility, but it's still strong. So this is what I like to use. If you've got, I wouldn't recommend using anything smaller. You could maybe go like bigger, so it would be like 40-pound test, 45, you know, you can go above it. But you can't really go smaller because at the ends of them, you have to, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but you have to tie knots so the beads don't slide right off the end. So don't go any smaller than this because I don't want your beads to slide right off. What else you're going to need? Scissors, obviously. A lighter. Or matches or something to seal the end of it. Some kind of heat. You need elastic. What the elastic that I use is 1/4 of an inch. And it's black. Sometimes they come in white. Any other colors, you can get them at Walmart, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, all different kinds of places, craft stores. I don't think that you can get it at Michael's because it doesn't really do too much with sewing. But any place that has sewing stuff. I know at Walmart some people don't have the sewing section. If you go in the aisle that's like crafts and yarn and knitting and stuff like that, it's probably in there because that's where they stick the rest of the sewing stuff if they don't have fabric and whatnot. Also, like, you may see bigger and thicker pieces of elastic. I really wouldn't recommend using bigger pieces because, number one, they're harder to tie, and you're going to have to fold it in half to be able to tie the string around it. So, not a good idea. First thing that you want to do is you want to cut off the end of your string. I mean, not your string, your elastic, because it tends to fray. And I don't know if it was brand new or mine's been sitting in my sewing box because I make clothes and stuff, so I've had elastic forever. I was actually making surgical masks, not the Kandi ones, but actual ones. Like, I made a Hello Kitty surgical mask and all kinds of stuff. So that's what I was actually using this black elastic for. But I just said, hey, let's make hair falls. So take your lighter and you just barely run the elastic through the end of it. And what that's going to do is it's going to heat seal it because it melts the elastic so it turns into kind of like plastic. And so it seals it so it won't fray and come apart on you, or not as easily. And you want about maybe a little more than 6 inches, maybe about a foot, about that long for your hair falls. So you cut that piece off, seal the end of it, the other end. So once you've got that done, what you're gonna have to do is get your fishing line. Sorry, that didn't seal like I wanted it to. Well, actually, first you're gonna take this and you're gonna tie it into a knot. But I like to tie them 3 or 4 times. Make sure the knot placement that you have here, it'll be easier to show you on this. But so you've got your whole piece of string, and you see these are about even, and you've got roughly like 3-4 inches in between it for space. I put 10 strands of beads. I mean, not 10, 9 strands of beads on here because I wanted to be able to braid them so I can have 3 braids on it if I wanted to. But I wouldn't do any fewer than 9. You can always do more, but what happens is the beads get heavy and it's harder to hold up in your hair, so about 9 is right. But So what you're gonna do, tie it a couple times. So when you put your ends over it, I mean not your end, loop the fishing line around the elastic that they don't slide off. It's basically acts as a stopper so it doesn't slide away. So once you tie it about 3 times or so. Oh, these are also gonna be, you don't want to leave a little space, have a little bit bigger, because you do have to tie it in a knot. Under, like, around your pigtails or whatever. So make sure you have enough where you can tie it off. And so this is where you need to decide how long you want your hair things to be. Your hair falls. What I did was I took it from about where my pigtail's going to be and I pulled it down to match where I wanted the ends of them to be. So I want them about this long. So then you take it and you fold it in half and pull it all the way down. So you've doubled it up. So you have 2 sections now. And then give it a little bit extra longer than you want because you have to tie knots. So you get about same length as you had before. So it's basically the double the size that you wanted it, because you take the elastic, you take the string, and you put it over it. Pull down. So you didn't tie a knot or anything. It's just sitting around it. It's if you've ever watched my tutorial on how you put beads in your hair, it's the same kind of idea where the black elastic is going to be your hair and the fishing line is what you put your beads on. But instead of pulling it through and pulling the hair through, it's just looping around that hair, if that makes any sense. But I'll show you and you'll understand. Sorry, I just got a tub of beads, so I'm going to pull out of for these. Because I don't have my organizers with me. Yep. Because they're in the other room. But once you've got a couple beads on it, so again, the elastic's like this. You put the 2 ends together when you string the beads on. So you've got the 2 ends here. I've got the beads and your elastic in the middle. So it just goes around it. So again, the 2 ends, your elastic, and the beads. Like that. And you go down and you just continue stringing as long as you want them to be. How I'm going to do them with these rainbow ones, the length that I've found to be good for me is the rainbow beads are, there's 6 rainbow beads to 1 section. And I've done 10 sections on each strand. So I've used 60 beads. So it's roughly, for mine to go about pigtail to a little bit below my shoulders, took me 60 beads to do. Just adjust it to your height and the length of hair, whatever you wanted to do.